Here.
Trustee Giesers.
Here.
Trustee Frizzloni.
Here.
Trustee Schwarzy. Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Mayor Severino.
Here. Please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I know I hate to start meetings this way, but I'd like a moment of silence for the people from Virginia Beach and for the 50 people that were shot in Chicago and those that did pass away. So if we could just say a prayer quick. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve our minutes of our May 6, 2019 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve but not release the executive session minutes of our May 6, 2019 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Geezer, seconded by trustee Zalick. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Under our listening posts, we have several resolutions, and I would like to start off with resolution number 1 is number 3089, honoring James Knutson upon his retirement from the village of Carroll Stream. And trustee LaRocca had called me up and asked me if he could read that, so if you would.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution honoring James Knutson upon his retirement from the village of Carroll Stream. Whereas Jim Knutson was hired as civil engineer on July 18th, 1988, promoted to assistant village engineer on September 19th, 1988, and promoted to director of engineering services / village engineer on October 16th, 1989. And whereas Jim Knutson has been a strong advocate for the village's interest in the county, region, state, and nation. And whereas Jim Knutson has had primary responsibility for development and management of the village's capital improvement program, improving the quality of life of all residents and businesses through sound roads, water, sanitary, and stormwater systems. And whereas Jim Knutson has been an advocate for the incorporation of technology in the village's operation, including but not limited to GIS, conversion to paperless documents, and asset management applications. And whereas under Jim Knutson's leadership, the village has returned millions of its residents' tax dollars in roadways, bike trails, and other grants. And whereas Jim Knutson is recognized as a leader externally in matters such as stormwater management and NPDES regulatory compliance, and internally on a host of initiatives and programs. And whereas Jim Knutson possesses a unique ability to explain technical matters to elected officials, co-workers, and residents, and routinely demonstrates concern and empathy for residents in the community. And whereas Jim Knutson has been employed as a public servant for 30 years and has made a decision to retire with the village of Carroll Stream. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and board of trustees of the village of Carroll Stream on behalf of all former and current elected and appointed officials, employees, and residents of Carroll Stream as follows. Section 1, the services and dedication displayed by Jim Knutson to the village of Carroll Stream and his accomplishments in the field of engineering are hereby recognized and commended. Section 2, Jim Knutson is wished the very best of health and happiness in his retirement. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage as approved by law, passed and approved this third day of June, 2019. And I would like to make a motion to approve this resolution.
Second?
Moved by trustee LaRocca, seconded by trustee McCarthy. Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye, aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
When you're done at the mic, you can come up here and take a picture with us.
Okay.
We want you up here.
Boy, there's so many people I need to thank, but first I got to thank Jesus, my Lord and Savior, because all the credit goes to Him. And I got to thank this wonderful board that I've worked with for so many years, and all the boards previously. I mean, you guys are awesome. I really mean that. I look at a lot of communities, and you guys are outstanding, and you're always there to support staff. I think in my 30 years of service, I don't believe maybe a handful of times where we may have disagreed, and even then you had very sound reasons, and it's just amazing how we are able to, I think, do so much over these years, and I really appreciate that. And I also want to say thank you to my staff. They're back here. I want them to stand up, please. These are the people that make me and you guys look good. I mean, they're the ones that are out there doing it every day, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all your hard work and the support. And of course, the executive team. You guys, we always come together in times of stress, and we've had several challenges over the years, and everybody just pulls together and we get it done, and you've been very supportive of me, and I want to say thank you, all of you. And I'd also like to, my wife couldn't be here tonight, and my two daughters, my family, and I just want to say thank you to them for, all the late hours I come home, or days I come home grumpy or whatever, and they've always been there for me, and I'm just so thankful for that, and everybody here. So thank you all.
Come up here.
Standing? Are we sitting?
Sitting or standing?
Apparently we're standing. Oh. Stand up. Just rolling on my toes.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3.
Stop it. Behave yourself.
I'm going to jump around a little on this agenda, because I'm very proud and happy to say that the mayor from Glendale Heights and some of her staff and police chief are here, and I'm going to read resolution number 3093, thanking the Village of Glendale Heights and its police department. Resolution number 3093, a resolution thanking the Village of Glendale Heights and its police department. Whereas the Village of Glendale Heights was incorporated in 1959 and serves approximately 35,000 people. And whereas the Village of Carroll Stream completed a substantial demolition and renovation of the Gregory J. Belowski Municipal Center, leaving the Carroll Stream Police Department without detention facilities and necessary public safety resources. And whereas the Village of Glendale Heights and its police department graciously assisted the Village of Carroll Stream and its citizens by providing use of their detention facility and other public safety resources. And whereas the Village Board of Trustees and staff wish to express gratitude for the support of the Village of Glendale Heights and its police department. Now therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and the board of trustees of the Village of Carroll Stream, on behalf of all the former and present elected appointed officials and residents of Carroll Stream, that under Section 1, that the Village of Glendale Heights and its police department be recognized for their contributions to the Village of Carroll Stream operations. Section 2, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approved in a manner provided by law, passed and approved this third day of June 2019.
Make a motion to approve Resolution
Second.
3093.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
I'd like to get a picture, if we could, with all of us together. Pardon me? That's for Linda. Be careful, she's right behind you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's get you back here.
Could
Let's
we-
get a picture.
Chester and Mike, you got any other trustees that are here? Or Clark? Come on. This is a great honor.
Come around this way.
Come around. Yeah.
Okay.
How about our chief? What do you think? You don't want to get in a picture? We,
Come over here.
Sure.
I don't know how we could have done this if it wasn't for Glendale Heights.
Behind me, wait a minute.
No, you're not. Get in
Get
here.
in here.
Shorty.
That's okay. I have that problem all the time.
Who are we looking at first?
Eric, tell her to come over here by me, because I know you guys won't.
Come right up here.
There we go.
There we go. Ah, okay. Here we go.
One, two, three. One, two, three.
Okay? Now we got the big camera. Look at this.
Yeah. Closer. We can see everybody. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
You do rabbit ears to the
Thank you
mayor?
so
Frank?
much. Yes.
That was my,
Thank you.
now that the weather's broken, it's better as soon as she's 3 feet over. Then
Yes.
all your,
By all means. And if you don't mind.
I personally, like I said, I'm a retired police officer.
I
Unless
wouldn't,
you-
I wouldn't.
no, you're.
Unless you're gonna come to ours on Thursday.
Mayor, if you just give me a second, I would, and board. I will say it was we didn't know what to expect at first. And your investigations unit and traffic unit had a space that wasn't being used by the police department. And we were like, the space needs to be used by somebody. And we couldn't have had a better partner to use that space for that amount of time. They were phenomenal. Hardly even knew they were there. They learned our equipment very quickly. Our detectives and your detectives have formed a bond, I think, because of that, that it's going to make crosstown investigations that much easier to do and conduct. They've made some friendships that are going to last, I think, for a long time. And you should be very proud of how professional and how dedicated your detectives are, and your traffic unit, and how they worked within our rules and our confines and our accreditation and the ins and the outs of our building. And all of your patrol officers who use our booking were very conscientious of it's our building, and they respected it as if it was theirs. And for that, we thank you. And any way that we as a police department can assist Ed and his police department and John and everything that they're doing, we're more than happy to assist. And the brotherhood of law enforcement just goes beyond borders. And the brotherhood and sisterhood of communities goes beyond borders as well. And anything I know, Mayor Jackson, that we can do to assist in any way, especially from a law enforcement perspective, we'll continue to do. So thank you, and I appreciate the resolution, and we'll hang it up proudly in the village hall somewhere. And Ed, you and your men should be, and women should be very proud of everything you've done. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. You know, your staff, the village, we really needed some help, and you gave it to us. Offering up your jail and your space like that is just, it's just unbelievably heartwarming to know that we have a partner that would go that far for that long to help us out. And we really, truly appreciate it, and thank you very much.
You're
On behalf
welcome.
of everybody here
You're
in the
welcome.
village.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Village Board.
So we could take a few-minute break. I know you've got another meeting to go to. I'll come with you.
Thank you.
Don't congratulate him. I'm sorry he's leaving. It's killing me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Believe me. So for anybody that might be watching this on TV and try to understand what we just did, was for almost 2 years, Glendale Heights was nice enough to let our police department use their police department for, as their chief said, Chief Flint, was, I'm very proud of my police department, as we all are, and for him to say that about how professional, we know that, but for another professional to see it and come in before us and say that makes us all feel really good. But it was almost 2 full years that we got to use their lockup. It would have been a terrible, we had no jail, we really had nothing while this building was being renovated. There was no way to do it in the building that we rented for those 2 years. So without their help, I don't know what we would have done. It would have been a disaster having to go into the county to bring someone in when they were arrested rather than bring them right to Glendale Heights and check them in, so. But again, I want to say thank you. Relationships, in my opinion, are everything. And we have a great relationship with Glendale Heights and all the towns around us. Okay, resolution number 3090, honoring Ryan Rainey for his 20 years of service with the Village of Carroll Stream, and I almost said Officer Zalik. Trustee Zalik, I'm sorry.
Got demoted.
Would you please read that one?
Resolution number 3090, a resolution honoring Ryan Rainey for his 20 years of service with the Village of Carroll Stream. Whereas Ryan Rainey joined the Carroll Stream Police Department as a community service technician on May 20th, 1999. And whereas Ryan Rainey served as a patrol CST and the administration CST. And whereas Ryan Rainey served as the backup evidence custodian. And whereas Ryan Rainey is currently assigned to the Regional Computer Forensics Laboratory and is our primary computer forensics investigator. And whereas Ryan Rainey has been employed as a public servant for 20 years as a community service technician and computer forensics investigator with the Village of Carroll Stream Police Department. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Mayor and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Carroll Stream, on behalf of all the former and present elected and appointed officials and residents of Carroll Stream, as follows. Section 1, Ryan Rainey's service and dedication to the Village of Carroll Stream and accomplishments in the field of law enforcement are hereby recognized and commended. Section 2, Ryan Rainey is wished the very best of happiness and health in the future. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and as approved by law, passed and approved on this 3rd day of June, 2019.
Make the motion.
Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 3090.
Second.
Moved by trustee Zalick, seconded by trustee Frusaloni. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Would you come forward? You can speak, and then you're going to come up here and take a picture.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm not really one for giving speeches, so this might be a little short, but,
No more than 20 minutes.
well, then it might be long. So, you know, working for the Village of Carroll Stream for 20 years is something that's not that unusual. There's been many people that have done it before me, and there's many people that will be doing it after me. And I think there's a reason for that, and that's because it really is a great place to work. I've had so many opportunities here, especially most recently working for the FBI at the Regional Computer Forensics Laboratory. I am very grateful for that opportunity and for the board to give me that opportunity to be in that position and to gain the knowledge and the experience. And even though it's great working there, every opportunity I have to come back here, I jump on it. This is my home, and I miss being here. I miss seeing people that I know. This is like my, CSPD family. So I can't wait to bring everything that I've learned back here into my home, my CSPD home. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity again, and everyone in the police department that supported me. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
Let me fix my hair.
That one's out of place.
One, two, three. And one, two, three. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. No, I've got a while ago.
Well, the next thing on our agenda is resolution number 3091, honoring Margaret Moffett for her 20 years of service with the Village of Carroll Stream. And trustee Frusaloni will read that one.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution number 3091, a resolution honoring Margaret Moffett on her 20 years of service with the Village of Carroll Stream. Whereas Margaret Moffett joined the Village of Carroll Stream Finance Department as an accounts clerk on June 7th, 1999. And whereas Margaret's principal job responsibilities included the billing of water and sewer services to more than 11,000 utility customers on a monthly basis. And whereas during her tenure, Margaret has played a critical role in the success of 2 comprehensive meter changeout programs, assumed a lead role in a utility billing software system conversion, and meter reading technology upgrade. And whereas Margaret's participation in a water loss task force has contributed to the overall integrity of billing systems and practices and has ensured Carroll Stream residents and businesses are billed in a timely and accurate manner and continue to enjoy water and sewer rates that are among the lowest in DuPage County. And whereas Margaret's dedication to her position and knowledge of water and sewer systems and billing practices have made her an outstanding resource to her customers and coworkers. And whereas on June 7th, 2019, Margaret will celebrate her 20th anniversary of employment with the Village of with the Village. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Carroll Stream on behalf of all former and present elected and appointed officials and residents of Carroll Stream that Section 1, Margaret Moffat's service and dedication to the Village of Carroll Stream are hereby recognized and commended. Section 2, Margaret Moffat is wished the very best of happiness and health in her continued employment with the village. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and is approved by law, passed and approved this 3rd day of June 2019. Mr. Mayor, I make a resolution, or I make a motion to approve Resolution 3091.
Second.
Moved by trustee Frizzalone, seconded by trustee McCarthy. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee Laraca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzalone.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Not here. Did you just know that? Did you know she wasn't coming? I did. Okay. Next is resolution number 3092, honoring Jesse Baharani for his 30 years of service with the Village of Carroll Stream. And I see Jesse sitting back there. He's hiding behind that beard, but I know who he is. And that is going to be read by Rick.
Thank you very much. A resolution commending Jesse Baraney on 30 years of service with the Village of Carroll Stream. Whereas Jesse Baraney joined the Department of Engineering Services as an engineering inspector on May 15th, 1989. And whereas Jesse Baraney has provided outstanding customer service, whether it be aiding residents dealing with the inconvenience of construction or helping them resolve difficult requests. And whereas Jesse Baraney has designed and employed numerous technological improvements in engineering inspection documentation, project management, and contract development. And whereas Jesse has expertly performed resident engineering of multi-million-dollar projects for roadway, water, sanitary, and storm sewer improvements. And whereas Jesse is fluent in Middle Eastern languages and provided valuable interpreter services to the village for its non-English speaking contacts. And whereas Jesse is known for his willingness to assist fellow co-workers above and beyond the normal call of duty. And whereas Jesse has served the village for over 30 years of public service within the Department of Engineering Services. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Mayor, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Carroll Stream, on behalf of all the former and current elected and appointed officials, employees, and residents of Carroll Stream as follows. Section 1, Jesse Baraney should be recognized and commended for his technical ingenuity, dedication, and high quality of customer service to the Village of Carroll Stream. His efforts and contributions are greatly appreciated. Section 2, Jesse Baraney is wished the very best in his future years with the village. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage as approved by law, passed and approved on this 3rd day of June, 2019. I move that we accept resolution number 3092.
Second?
Moved by trustee Giesers, seconded by trustee Laraca. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee Laraca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzalone.
Aye.
Trustee Schwarzy. McCarthy, why did
Aye.
I have his name in my head tonight? Sorry.
Jesse?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the board. For some reason, these 30 years does not feel like 30 years because it's been such a wonderful and fulfilling experience. And for that, I have to thank Jim and the other coworkers and everybody else, other staff and everybody that are on their best behavior and very helpful. And it's been a great experience all these years. So I'd like to thank everybody for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on up. Jesse. Photo time.
Photo op, come on.
You saw the drill.
Around. Okay, jump over to count.
Hey, Jim, you notice he's got 30 years in, but he's staying.
Say, tell you.
All right, 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3.
Thank
you.
In the future time, you can't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Now, you know you don't have to stay unless you're staying for a reason. Oh. Is he telling you? Oh, look at him, he's congratulating him. That's good, thank you. He's staying, remember that. Try to talk him out to going fishing with you or something. Under our listening post, we have audience participation, and we usually give them 3 minutes. We have a Mike Curta. Would you take the podium, please? Mike would like to make a few statements, which is perfect.
Before I get to the topic, I've lived in this village for 34 years. I love how you guys run this village, your infrastructure, how you guys take care of this village. I love this town. I lived at the original residence there. The topic I'm discussing is the ongoing issue around my house as far as one particular person on lower court dealing drugs. I don't know if the Chief Gandao is aware, or I'm sure you can, but it's been going on since last fall. And, you know, we keep doing police reports, you know, pictures. It's going on, one particular person, and it's in Laurel Court. But there was an incident that went down Friday, and the person that lives in Laurel Court witnessed the same thing I saw, and she stopped in front of my street, and we both saw the same thing happen 2 doors down. You know, the person coming down, walking down my street, car pulls up, exchange, car leaves, you know, but she stopped the same time I saw it, and she went after, chased the car down, able to get a plate. We hadn't been able to get before, it was a plate. I was able, all this is spontaneous. I was just vacuuming the house. I come out to the kitchen to get a drink of water. Individual, I knew right away. I was walking down, something's up. And this is everything, I'm not staring out the windows. And the night before, I was talking to a gentleman in the back here, 9:30 at night. Again, I walked out, just step outside. There it was again. The gentleman was walking down the street, burning trail, second house in, exchange. 20 seconds later, it's, you know, I know what's going on, but it's an ongoing situation. You know, we make the police reports. I know the police has to follow certain guidelines and stuff like that, but it's been going on, and it's one person. You know, the renters, and, you know, I know you can only do so much, and we're trying to be vigilant. I live there 24/7. The police you can't react soon enough to get there to make I've met with police at Evergreen School. We've done the Google searches on the phones and stuff like that. They called me to meet them over there, and we had their phones out, tell them where all the deals are going down and stuff like that. Just one particular person. Every car's a different car, different times of day, and, you know, the other person that was witnessing, she was very emotional and upset, and she confronted the house, which you don't do. But she was just, it's a court. They don't allow their kids to come out in the court because there's issues in the court. What car's pulling up in front of the house. I don't know if he's dealing weed, which I know with the situation going on with Springfield. You got to be 21. I know everything's changing all of a sudden, but I don't know what else he's dealing. But, you know, I know he wears the same clothes. But, you know, it's obvious. You know, I love my neighborhood. I know everybody. I wave to people. But just one bad apple, and it's happening out right in front of my house in 2 different side streets and within eye distance. I mean, I'm just in the kitchen, and everything's spontaneous. I don't know how often this is happening, but every time it's happened, it's just, you know, I come from upstairs. My wife's cleaning the kitchen, and I see the individual watching down the street. I said, watch this. And sure enough, she had her camera out, took a picture out of the camera, and she said, look, watch this, you're going up the street. And then sure enough, a car pulls up, he's on his phone, and 20 seconds later, gone. Car's gone, he's walking up the street. But, you know, that's why I'm here. I know it's.
I understand. We all understand exactly what you're talking about. I'll turn all this information over to our police department. I don't want to say too much because these are televised.
Yeah.
And.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't want to send a message what we plan on doing or how we're going
Right.
to do it, but I'll give this to Chief Saylor, and I'm sure he'll pass it to his deputy chiefs, and we'll do what we could do.
Yeah, like I said, I've talked to the police, and I've talked to a detective, and I know you have to follow, I understand, you know, the other thing is too, they have, you know, they're renters, and they have kids in the house, 5-year-olds, that's the other, she was more worried about that, the other person that lives in Lower Court, about the people are in the house, and 5-year-old, she's a single mom, and that's, you know, it's concerning to me and the people who live in the court. And it's like, they don't care. She's a parent, she's got to know what's going on, or maybe she doesn't. But they deny he's even involved in this. So, I know I talked to somebody in the back here, I didn't want, you know, for sure, coming up, because I'd be probably putting things into jeopardy. You know, as far as me talking live, I know this is all posted on camera and being videotaped or anything like that, and,
That was my biggest fear. That's why I went over and asked our attorney. I said, I'm not sure if I want him. It's an open meeting, and you could say whatever you want, and I'm glad you come forward.
Right.
But I don't want to jeopardize you.
Exactly.
What was my fear.
Well, that's what happened Friday. We were confronted by the person and his mom. The police were out there, you know, we were doing the report and everything, and then she comes down and she's got the son that's involved in this, and, you know, she confronted the police, threatening us, you know, that we were hassling her, you know, taking pictures or whatever, and I'm not just gonna sit back and let things happen, you know what's going on, but.
Just don't do nothing. Just
I don't.
relax. Let our police department work on it.
Yeah.
Because I know it gets frustrating.
Yeah.
We all have had that problem at different times and different places
Yeah.
we've lived, so.
I just, you know, I was talking to a gentleman in the back there, just make the phone calls, 911, make sure everything's documented, and then, you know, because I know you guys can't be there fast enough, you know, we download one, you can't be there in 20 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
And I don't want you running out in the street getting a license number, but if you called 911 and you put the license number in a blue Chevy
Yeah.
Prius license number, that at least they could
Right.
get that
I
call
can't react
immediately.
fast enough, I don't have a cell phone, I'm old school, I just don't have a cell phone, but,
You got a nitrous oxide shirt on in your old school?
I like drag racing, I like cars.
Me too.
Yeah, but, no, like I said, that's what happened Friday. We got the plate, we got the house, we got the car. What happened, that's what the other person, I'm sure they've been in touch with her, that, you know, she had all the information on there, but, as far as, she got all the information on the car, and she got pictures and everything, but, now, moving forward, I just hope we can, you know,
You have my word, we'll work on it.
yeah. But, again, I love this town, the way you run it, finances, the snow plowing, the roads, they're doing my road, Evergreen, they're putting the sealer down and stuff, but compared to where my mother-in-law's lives in Hanover Park, the roads are terrible over there. Nothing against Hanover Park, but it's just how you guys maintain things in this village is A1, excellent.
Honestly, sometimes it's very painful
Yeah.
of what we have to work with and what we can get done.
Yeah, exactly.
There's things we do without because of that, but thank you for noticing that, because most people that live here don't even realize they don't pay a property tax,
Right.
let alone how we get things done. I hear it all the time, so
You guys are out there cleaning the sewers the other day. You know, they were doing our section, cleaning the sewers. You know, I live next to the wetland back there, the Page County wetland back there, but you guys are always on top of things, taking care of things, and I do appreciate that. And we go to the concerts. I love this town. But,
well, the village is made up of people, and you're one of the good ones, and it's a good thing, because we got a lot of good ones in this town.
Yeah.
So for a few bad ones, let us work on the problem, and then they'll be in touch with you.
okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very
John?
much.
welcome to the board, and Jim. Thank you.
Their motion to establish a consent agenda.
So moved?
Second?
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee LaRocca? Trustee, gosh. Trustee Zalick?
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca?
Aye.
Trustee Giesser?
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni?
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy?
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read what is on the consent agenda?
I will try. Under staff reports and recommendation, number one, recommendation to approve a contract extension, street sweeping with Lakeshore Recycling Systems for street sweeping services in the amount of $74,005.30 for the period of May 1, 2019 through April 30, 2020.
Yes.
Yes.
Number two, 2019 Asphalt Rejuvenator Project, request to waive bids and award contract to American Road Maintenance at the unit price submitted for a cost not to exceed $320,659.90.
Yes.
Yes.
Number three, 2018 Emergency Storm Sewer Repair Project, change order number one, final payment acceptance to Scanlon Excavating and Concrete, Inc. in the amount of $5,702.50.
Yes.
Yes.
Number four, 2017 pavement patching project, change order number one and final payment to M&J Asphalt Paving Company, Inc. in the amount of $24,905.58.
Yes.
Yes.
Number five, approval to purchase squad SUV for the Narsen Canine Agent, price correction, a revised price of $28,747, an additional $747 of narcotics forfeiture funds to pay for the full cost of the vehicle.
Yes.
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 Number six, 2019-20 Geographical Information System Internship Agreement, Northern Illinois University.
Yes.
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 Under ordinances, ordinance amending Chapter 11, Article 2 of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances by decreasing the number of Class A liquor licenses from 13 to 12, RVD Taj Inc. doing business as Taj Mahal Indian Restaurant, and increasing the number of Class A liquor licenses from 12 to 13, Taj RVD Inc. doing business as Taj Mahal Restaurant, 802 West Army Trail Road.
Yes.
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 That is resolution number 2019-6-18. Ordinance adopting rules and regulations of the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners.
Yes.
Yes.
Ordinance, that is ordinance number 2019-6-19. Ordinance amending the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances to prohibit electronic sweepstakes machines in the village of Carroll Stream.
Yes.
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 That is ordinance number 2019-6-20. Under resolutions, we have a resolution declaring surplus property owned by the village of Carroll Stream.
Yes.
Yes.
That is resolution number 3094. Number two, resolution authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental police service assistance agreement to join the DuPage Metropolitan Emergency Response and Investigation Team.
Yes.
Yes.
That's resolution number 3095. Number three, resolution for maintenance of streets and highways by municipality under the Illinois Highway Code 2019 Crackville Project.
Yes.
Yes.
That's resolution number 3096. Under new business, number one, formal approval of raffle license application, Council of Catholic Women.
Yes.
Yes.
And number 2, formal approval of raffle license application, neighborhood food pantries.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 3, Carroll Stream Public Library Annual Report 2018 to 2019.
Received.
Received.
And under payment of bills, number 1, regular bills, May 7, 2019 through May 20, 2019.
Yes.
Yes.
Addendum warrants, May 7, 2019 through May 20, 2019.
Yes.
Yes.
Regular bills, May 21, 2019 through June 3, 2019.
Yes.
Addendum warrants, May 21, 2019 through June 3, 2019.
Yes.
Yes.
And under report of officers, we have the treasurer's report, revenue expenditure statement, and balance sheet, month ended April 30, 2019.
Received.
There a motion to put those items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Moved by trustee Giesers, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRecca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve those items by omnibus vote?
So moved. Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee LaRocca. Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRecca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Everything being covered, we'll start with trustee LaRocca from report of officers.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. There's a lot of congratulations to go around today. James Knutson, congratulations on your retirement, or soon-to-be retirement. We'll be here for a few more days. Ryan Rainey, congratulations on your 20 years. Margaret Moffett, congratulations on your 20 years. Jesse Barani, congratulations on your 30 years, and I'm glad you're sticking around. And a big thanks to the Village of Glendale Heights for assisting us in our need. Last week, we opened up Memorial Park, the Veterans Memorial Plaza. It was quite a moving service. I saw a sparkle in every veteran's eyes, and you could just see the appreciation that they had to finally get this project done. It was a wonderful ceremony, very moving, and I'm so glad it's open for the veterans. And if you have a chance, stop by and take a look. It was well done, and it was done right. So thank you to everybody who was involved in that effort. Summer's seems to be creeping around. The rain has left us for a while. And now that I said that, it's supposed to rain. So the school will be out soon. I wish everybody would be safe and have a safe summer. And we're glad to be back in front of you after a month's absence. And that ends my report.
Thank you, trustee LaRocca. Trustee Gieser.
Congratulations, Jim, and everyone else on their honors tonight. And a big thank you to the community for everything you did in helping to raise the money for the Veterans Memorial Plaza. It was truly a community effort. It wasn't just one, it wasn't the task force, it wasn't the park, it wasn't the village, it was everybody working together in collaboration. Thank you all. As trustee LaRocca said, there was a twinkle, a little extra, little bounce in the step of all the veterans that were there. And in fact, I was there Saturday night just to take a look at it again and to see it with the lights. And a number of veterans pulled up just because they couldn't make it to the ceremony. They just wanted to see it. It's truly magnificent. So thank you to everyone who was involved, and thank you to the board members and staff who attended. And you're going to have a chance, if you don't, to get to if you haven't seen it. Thursday night begins our summer concert series, and it's perfect opportunity for you to hear some music and to go visit the Veterans Memorial. And Tia, how is that coming along? Anything you want to report on the concert series?
Well, I'm excited to say that we have had another excellent showing from our community for sponsorships. We've broken our sponsorship fundraising record again this year, And we will be able to pay for all of the concerts and some of the side costs such as giveaways, water for volunteers, all through sponsorships, which means no community tax dollars are funding this concert series. We're going to get to open up with a fantastic group called Boy Band Night, classic throwback to some of your favorite pop boy bands of the days, and food from the delicious Rocco Vinos. So I hope to see everybody out there.
So hopefully everyone gets an opportunity to attend. If you haven't attended before, it's a terrific opportunity to share some fellowship with the community. Another way to share some fellowship with the community is the 4th of July Parade. It's a month away. It's amazing how it's crept up on us. It's a month away. If you'd like to be in the parade, you can go to the website at carolstreamparade.com, and there's an application right on the website to join in. If not, we'd love to see you along the parade route. It's on July 4th at 10 a.m. And the parade is financed completely through your donations, and we do have a fundraiser this week at John and Tony's. It started yesterday, and it goes until Thursday, June 6th, so hopefully you can stop on by John and Tony's. You'll need to go to the website or go to the Facebook page for a flyer, and we hope you can join us. And this is a special month, it's Pride Month, so thank you and happy Pride Month, and this is really an inclusive community, so think about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Giesert. Very good report. Trustee Zalick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First off, obviously, congratulations to Jim. Retirement is great. If you ever had a doubt, it was pretty good. But you will be missed. I mean, you are well-respected and always professionals, but enjoy your retirement. You deserve it, okay? I also like to congratulate Ryan, Margaret, and Jesse on their milestones with the village. This village is full of great employees, and I was one of them, and, you know, at first I didn't want to come to the milestones, but I think it's important that we all come to the milestone, you know, the board and get recognized, because we do have valued employees at the village. I also like to thank the Village of Glenda Heights. Like I said, I was an officer and I had a chance to take bad guys to the jail, and as some people know, I'm not really computer literate, and all of their employees were extremely helpful and professional. And it was a joy working there, going there and them helping out, and so thank you to Glenda Heights. During my campaign, I made it known that I wanted to get more involved with the battling the opioid epidemic. I know some residents might think that it's strictly in Chicago, but they are so wrong. I've seen what it does to families, to individuals, and to society. And I went last week with Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, and we did a listening session, and I plan on attending many, many more, and doing what I can to stop this epidemic. I look forward to my first concert in the center as a trustee. So I hope to see all the residents, a lot of residents out there, and come shake my hand and introduce yourself. And finally, this is the last meeting before Father's Day. So again, happy Father's Day to everybody. And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Zalick. Trustee Frizzloni.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to say thank you to Ryan and Margaret, although I can't call her Margaret, Peggy, and Jesse for the many years that they have given to the Village of Carol Stream, and just how excited we are that they are going to not be leaving us like Jim is, and that they're going to continue to be a valued part of our staff. Congratulations, Jim. In all seriousness, you are really going to be missed. You've done a tremendous job, and the thing that I liked about your resolution is where it said in there that you explain in plain language to the elected officials. I admit I'm one of them. You have always been not only professional, but have explained exceptionally technical things in a way that we've always understood, and you've always made us feel like we're just as smart as you are, and we know we're not. Congratulations to your family, because they're now getting to spend time with you, and your granddaughter gets to spend some time with you. So that is very special and precious, and enjoy every minute of that. Thank you for everything. Thank you to the Village of Glendale Heights. We've said it time and time again, partnerships in this community is really what makes our community special. And to have another town not only be willing to step up like that, but to come in to our meeting and bring many of their village staff, their village board with them, to receive a thank you from us, I think really said a lot to that partnership. I was expecting the mayor to come. I wasn't expecting several of the trustees and the chief of police. I wasn't expecting that many people to come in from Glendale Heights. It was very heartfelt, and very much appreciated. The only other thing that I want to say besides Happy Father's Day to all the fathers on the board up here, is since trustee Schwarzy is not here, please shop Carol Stream, and we will see you at the Thursday night concerts. That ends my report.
Thank you, trustee Frizzaloni. Trustee McCarthy.
Ryan, Margaret, and Jesse, congratulations and thanks for staying with us, unlike Jim. No, it says a lot when we have employees that we're constantly reading resolutions of 20 and 30 years. You guys are like a family. I mean, it's amazing what you guys get done and how good, as the mayor always says, how good you guys make us look. So thank you for all the years and the years going forward. Jim, if you look in the dictionary under dedication, I think your picture's there. You're going to be missed, and you're going to be missed greatly. But I honestly want to congratulate you on your retirement and say, enjoy it to its fullest, because you deserve every minute of it. Glendale Heights, as everybody else has said, thank you very much. You saved us time, money, aggravation, and the list probably goes on with the police department. And it was a big thing you did, and it helped us out a lot. The Veterans Memorial on Memorial Day, what a beautiful park. And what a perfectly stated park. It's not overblown. It's not, you just feel like it's part of Carol Stream immediately. And they did something amazing. They found a way to make the arch mean something. Was never a big fan of the arch. Now I am, because it's the entranceway into the Veterans Memorial. I think it's awesome. And I do hope to see everybody out on Thursday night. We always have a blast at the concerts, so I can't believe we're already starting those this year. It seems like there was just snow on the ground. But with all the rain, everything's washed down to the gutters. So if you have a chance, check your curbs and make sure there's not all kinds of stuff in the drains. So when it rains again, it doesn't flood the streets and the homes and everywhere else. Remember, streets are actually part of the flood plan, and sometimes they do flood. What we want to save is make sure as much as possible that homes don't get flooded. Any storm plan, that's first and foremost one of the most important things. So always keep that in mind when you see some water on the street or some water in the yard. But the more we keep the drains clean, the better off all of us are. And last but not least, school's just about out. That means there's going to be kids riding their bikes, their skateboards, running, and not paying attention in the streets. We as drivers and adults need to really pay attention and make sure there's not somebody darting out from behind a car. And we also need to make sure to use, when we see people in a crosswalk, to actually stop the car and let them cross. I still see a lot of that, and I just don't want something bad to happen. And the only other thing is, bike riders, remember, you have to follow the rules of the road also. Just because you're on a bike doesn't mean you get to ride through stop signs, because I tend to see that quite a bit too. Remind your kids that too. When they're riding a bike, they got to stop at a stop sign. The car's not always paying attention if he's got the right of way. So I just don't want to see somebody get hurt unnecessarily. So just everybody watch out, but let's get summer going here and get rid of the rain and get some sunshine out and enjoy some time outside. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, trustee McCarthy. Madam Clerk.
Again, congrats around the room, and I guess I might as well just jump on. Why you gotta leave, you know? But you will be missed. I've greatly enjoyed working with you and whatnot. And as far as the Veterans Memorial, it was truly moving. And on the concept of the memorial and things like that, we have the concert for the troops. It's going to be July 18th. So please mark your calendars. It's a really great turnout. We have Seventh Heaven. And just make sure you mark your calendars for that night and come out and support our veterans and our armed services. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Rhodes, our village attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I'd like to congratulate Jim on his retirement. I truly appreciate the professional manner that you handled your duties as village engineer and our interaction, and it really was a pleasure to work with you, so I wish you good luck in your retirement, and you will be missed, as many people here have said. Congratulations to Ryan, Margaret, and Jesse as well, and that's all I have this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. Mr. Muller, our village attorney, village manager.
Wow.
I
Got
get the two
promoted
mixed
again.
up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Sometimes I feel like he is my attorney.
I just want to reiterate what everybody else has said, especially with Jim leaving. We've worked together for 30 years. We both started about the same time. Jim is very passionate about what he does as village engineer. It was read in the resolution honoring Jim, how he's recognized in DuPage County as well as the state of Illinois, very active in stormwater issues, which has become a big issue throughout the area with flooding. And a lot of credit goes to Jim for the condition of Carroll Stream after a rain. We used to have constant flooding in the streets. Armstrong Park used to flood. The old part of Carroll Stream had flooded on a regular basis, and now you rarely see that. So a lot of that credit goes to Jim. Also, congratulations to the other employees that were recognized tonight. They're all very valuable employees, and we appreciate them all. And just a comment on the Village of Glendale Heights. When we were renovating this building, we had to find a temporary facility, and we spent many months looking for alternate sites. Unfortunately, Carroll Stream doesn't have a lot of office buildings. So we ultimately leased a portion of the old McDade's building on Schmale Road. The other unfortunate thing is police has a very unique set of criteria which you don't normally find in regular buildings, including fingerprinting, jails, collection of evidence. And fortunately, the Village of Glendale Heights stepped up. Their village administrator, Raquel Becerra, met with former village manager Joe Breining at one of their managers' meetings, and she suggested that the facility could be used by the Village of Carroll Stream Police Department. She suggested it to her mayor, and from there, we enjoyed a good relationship. Two ongoing road projects. We had the flexible pavement project and the restorative sealer project going on in Carroll Stream. What's the old saying? There's two seasons in Carroll Stream. What is it? Winter and
Road
construction? Yeah. So just be aware that those projects are ongoing. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. I'd like to thank Ryan, Margaret, and Jesse for their time that they've put in here. Trustee Fruzzoloni said something earlier about Jim always explains everything to us so we understand it. As an engineer, sometimes we could kind of like drift off and we understand terminology, but we don't understand, but you always made it simple for us. I'm fortunate because I've got to sit with Jim on several occasions with residents that he really made it simple for, that had major problems, and he was able to explain and help cure those problems. That says eons when you're doing it at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, like some of the meetings that we had with some of the associations, and I want to thank you for that. I don't know if anybody will miss you as much as me. For me as the mayor and the board, to have professional people like you around us, and I say it all the time, to make us look good. You make it look easy when you do it, and you make us look good. And for that, I'll always be, my 12 years as mayor and 6 on the board besides that, I am beholden to you. Thank you. And when you get to Florida, if I'm up and back in the wintertime, I want to take you and your family to dinner down there. We could break bread together. And I'll always want to be on your friend list for all you've done for this village. Thank you. Glendale Heights, I can't say enough about Glendale Heights. There was a time when Glendale Heights and Carroll Stream, it was like the Hatfields and McCoys. No question about it. The waste transfer station caused a tremendous rift in the two villages. Some of us were on the board back then, and we went through almost 30 days, was it 28 days of hearings, one after another? It was a nightmare. I mean a nightmare. Some of us couldn't say nothing. Some of us didn't want it any more than they did, but we couldn't say anything because that's the process that we're under. So we just sucked it up and we went on with it, and it was a tremendous hatred. And one of my goals when I took over as mayor was to break that wall down and to become friends with Glendale Heights, because we have that same relationship, the friendship relationship with all the other villages. We don't even need to call. Public Works works with everybody, Hanover Park, West Chicago, and of Microburst, they're sending equipment in, Wheaton, everybody works together. But that relationship was really strained through that period of time. And I want to thank Linda Jackson and her board. You see, they all came because they're proud to have the relationship with us, that I'm proud that we have that relationship with them. And their chief couldn't have made it any clearer that by working together like that, the professionalism rubs off on each other and they feel comfortable working with each other. And that's really what life is all about. The Veterans Memorial, Trustee Geiser touched on it. Trustee LaRocca and Trustee Geiser were meeting on Saturday mornings. Is that right?
8 a.m.
How many years?
4 years.
4 years. 4 years ago that project started. 4 years. Every Saturday morning, or just about every Saturday morning, they would meet at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was only invited to 2 of them. Thank you for not inviting me to all of them. Raised $230,000 is what that memorial ended up costing. And something that Trustee Geiser said, and he's right on the money, it's as important to us, the kids that walk by and threw quarters in the jars, or a dollar bill, or pennies, to the people that gave big money to get this done. We had some big donors. We didn't list the big donors. I mean, it's amazing how much money some people gave, and fundraisers that raised a lot of money. But no one is looking to take any credit for any of that. It was as important to get that 50 cents or that dollar or the quarter to make the 230. And that's what this town is about. That's what we're about. There's another thing. We just did a stream sweep. One of the things I like to do after the stream sweep is try and figure out how many communities actually came to help us with our stream sweep. We had over 130 people showed up from 22 different communities. Now, that could be a little deceiving because a lot of the businesses have their people come in and do the stream sweep with our people. But if you look at, I mean, these are all the people that are on here. These are addresses from everybody. I mean, it's amazing that that would happen. And how many tons of stuff did you find this year?
I think it was right at a ton.
A ton.
And that's about what we.
The only thing, you gotta learn to exaggerate a little bit. A ton is a lot. 2,000 pounds of stuff is a lot. Yeah.
Every year it seems to get less because I think we're making a difference, so there's less out there.
I read that someplace, and I think you're right. I think as we educate people more, they pick up after themselves. It used to be they fished in the ponds and left everything. They'd eat lunch and throw the bag when they're there. To me, if it was up to me, and sometimes maybe the police department and myself will sit down and we'll put a program together so the board could justify writing somebody tickets for throwing junk out of their car. I know it's hard. You got to almost catch them doing it. But to me, there's nothing, we spent a tremendous amount of money to keep this village clean. And then people drive down and finish their lunch and just throw the bag from one of the fast food restaurants out like it was nothing. It's not right. It bothers me, but there's not much we could do about it unless they catch them, so. We're not going into closed session? No, sir. So we could adjourn? Yes. I want to thank everybody. Looking forward to Thursday night. It'll be our first concert. I'm gonna, that'll probably be the only time you'll see me up there on the stage. I'm gonna turn this over to my trustees because they do such an excellent job working with each other. I just want to take the first night for me to thank all the people that made this possible. And I want to thank Tia, because Tia worked diligently to collect that money. The one thing we didn't talk about was, and you didn't get a chance to talk, so I will say, we're not going to have a carnival this year. We are not, go ahead, would you like to explain why?
That is correct. The company that we have used in the past for the carnival is dependent on bringing in employees from other countries, visa program. At this time, they are unable to get enough employees in a timely manner to fulfill our very important application and background check process. And given the timing of our carnival, they're not able to employ their other frequent selection, college students, because it's after students have gone back to school. So unfortunately, it just isn't an effective process for them at this time.
Thank you, Tia. The bottom line is that we don't stereotype anybody, but there's a lot of people that work in carnivals that go from town to town. A lot of people don't check their employees because they're only going to have them for 3 or 4 or 5 days. It's a lot of work setting up and breaking down. We've made it historically, we fingerprint them, we run them through, was it Interpol you ran them through? Or how do you run somebody from South Africa? I mean, really, we ran them through the database, and if they weren't clean, we didn't want them in our town. Those of us that follow, we've seen people knifed on North Avenue and the Carnival, and don't want that in our town. We want to make sure if it's done right, it's done the right way. And if you're going to invite and to have kids, the thing that bothers me about this is the 2-hour special needs that those kids came out every year and got to ride from Wesdra, every ride for free. And some of them would probably, in the whole year, probably never get to do that again. And it bothers me that we're not going to be able to do that this year, but as we lose the town center to the Park District and now the Memorial, and then to get the right people in to run the carnival, it just makes it harder and harder. So I don't know if Wesdra is going to be able to find somebody else to cover some of that, maybe a town around us that has a carnival, that they might be able to do that. So I don't know what we're going to do with that. Did you notify them?
Yes, Wesdra has been notified. They do have a very strong recreation network and recreation booklet to inform their participants of opportunities all across the suburbs. So while they may not be able to recreate the same experience we were able to offer here, they will make sure that their participants have the opportunity to enjoy the summer season.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I think it's time for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Fruzzoloni. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick. Aye. Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni.
Aye.
Trustee Schwartz.
Happy Father's Day to everybody. Meeting's adjourned.
Aye.
I don't know. It must be the medication I'm on.